Amazon, you suck. Welcome to the MacGyver podcast with Mac Jackson.
Hi, I'm Richard Dean Anderson.
Name's MacGyver.
Colonel Jack O'Neill, SG-1.
My name is Pratt. Ernest Pratt.
I always get a happy, tingly feeling when I see those guys.
Name one contract that I failed to execute.
MacGyver.
Oh, here we go.
You're a target. And I don't intend to miss.
Over my rotting corpse. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? Glowing eyes, cliche behavior, evilness, that kind of thing. Is mental illness contagious? You think? You can do anything you want to do if you put your mind. Well, you do have a penchant for pulling brilliant ideas out of your butt. Head. Out of your head when we need them. Oh, the stuff's already here. I just find a different way to use it. I like your attitude.
Permission to take a team through the Stargate, sir.
So, I was reminded again that we're a stupid society. The last couple of years we're getting worse, really. From the people that are elected into office to the morons that follow them to the ego-driven decisions despite what the masses want. I know I'm not breaking new ground. It's been 2 days since we got the news that Amazon took away our Stargate show that they already agreed to. I'm so angry. It's been 2 days, so I let it sit. And I'm still full of rage, and I don't know if that'll ever go away until this is fixed. If it's fixed. Let's for those who don't know, chances are if you're watching this, you know you're into Stargate. You understand how it's one of the best shows ever. And that's not being partial. That just it just isn't. Holds up through time. It doesn't feel dated. It was brilliantly acted and written and produced and just had everything going for it. Remember Friday nights on Sci-Fi? Friday nights used to be the best. You had Stargate SG-1. Then you had Stargate Atlantis. And then at 10 o'clock, Battlestar Galactica. I mean, you can't do better than that. These are shows that will stand the test of time. And then, despite how great the show was doing, the people in charge, new people took over MGM, new people took over the Sci-Fi Channel. And driven by ego to show that they were in charge and I'm making a change. They canceled Stargate SG-1. Their number one show. They get rid of it. Not because ratings were bad. It was because this guy came in and said, this wasn't my show. I've heard this before and since. This wasn't my show. I'm in charge now. I'm making changes to make changes and show how powerful I am. What does that sound like? So despite how great it was, they ended. Then, MGM goes through its troubles and they try and do the straight to DVD movies. The third one doesn't get made because MGM now has its problems. Oh, by the way, the Sci-Fi Channel, you know what they replaced our great Friday night with? Wrestling. wrestling. Because, oh, people, there's an audience there for wrestling. It's not the Sci-Fi Channel, though. That's not what that's for. Put that on some other channel. I digress. So then we, who are following this and love this excellent show, are now left with nothing. We're trying and we're thinking, clearly someone's going to come along and scoop this up. It's everybody goes Star Wars, Star Trek, and Stargate. Think about it this way. Take a sidestep. Stargate hasn't been around as long as Star Trek and Star Wars, but yet it's there. And that wasn't just because of us. That was because of the things I mentioned. It's an excellent show. The franchise. You would think one of these channels, especially with streaming coming along, grab it, scoop it up. Let's do this. It sits dormant. We're like waiting, and you know, the more time goes by, the less chance you're going to have of it continuing. Then Amazon, powerful, great Amazon comes along and buys the IP. This is great. They have the money. They have the way to do a show now. This could be great. So they don't say anything. They don't do anything. I had Joe Malozzi on when we were all part of the Open the Gate. Remember on Twitter? I'm still going to call it Twitter. We did that whole thing. Trending, save the gate. Basically, it was to say, hi, we are here. We're ready for it. We're dying for this new Stargate. Continue the universe. You gave us 3 shows. Come on, just continue that. We could have the cast back, even if you get a whole like you did with Atlantis and Stargate Universe. Fine, you do another team, but our guys can still come in and be part of it. And it's all part of the same universe. And holy crap, think about the possibilities. Amazon never acknowledged all of our efforts. All we wanted, correct me if I'm wrong, please, just if you guys were expecting something more. I think all we basically wanted was for Amazon to say, we hear you. That's it. Just, we're aware. We know that you love the show. That's why we bought it. Hold tight. We're working on something. Nothing. We did a couple of those save the gate campaigns to make it trending, and you know, in the States and in Europe, and it was gangbusters. To have Amazon ignore us, completely ignore us. So we're just scratching our heads waiting. Why is nothing happening? Why, you know, and the optimistic part of me says, or us, I should say, not just me. All right, just be patient. I'm sure they're working on something. It'd be stupid of them to just hold an IP so nobody else can use it and not do anything with it. You know, they're going to do a RoboCop show, and they bought the James Bond IP. So clearly, they're going to use this opportunity. Still nothing happens. Then in November, 6 months ago, they announce, not only are we getting a new Stargate show, which again, we're all going, don't reboot it. Don't try and reboot. Nobody likes a reboot. Very seldom in the history of time does that ever work. Nobody wants it. If you can get the original cast to be part of this, you do it. You cannot slap a sticker that says Stargate on anything. Many of you who have eyes and ears and hearts and minds will agree with what we've said on this podcast. The Not MacGyver show is a perfect example. Had nothing to do with MacGyver, but they thought if they slapped the name on it, people are stupid enough to just go, oh, MacGyver, okay, good enough. That seems to be the status quo recently. So we're like, you can't, if you reboot it, nobody wants that. It's not the fact that it's a big gate. That's not what sells you. It's not the sci-fi-ness of it. It's the characters. It's the actors. It's the whole combination that we had under Brad Wright. Brad had it perfect. And that's so rare to come by. By the way, wanted to do a new show. They kept telling him no. Thanks, but no. But I have it all set up. I have the whole thing ready. Nah. But then they announced 6 months ago, we're going to do a new Stargate. And Brad Wright's involved. Martin Garrow, Joseph Malozzi. They're all the guys who should be involved in this, that we have our faith in, are part of this. So we all breathe a sigh of relief. Not only do we breathe a sigh of relief, we're so excited. We're going to get it. We trust them. We know that it's going to be a continuation. Again, they said it themselves. They're very open. We also have to make sure it's open. They said it in their announcement. We're making this available for new viewers, the fan base that is millions. Everybody's going to be happy. We're doing our best. We're going to, we've been working on it. I think Martin was working on it for 2 years. So this wasn't just a, hey, you want to do it? Yeah, I whipped up an idea. Here you go. They're passionate about this. They love this. So they also said it's going to take a little time, but we will keep the fan base part of all of this. We're going to let you know as we go. We care about what you think. We care about what you want. You can't ask for more, honestly. Just be patient. So we have been. And we find out that in January, I believe it was, the writers were getting together. They cranked out a bunch of episodes. They were right at the point of, I believe, starting to cast people. They were starting to look at faces, and they had their special effects guy and their music guy, and so we're just being patient. We're waiting. It's going to happen. So just relax and let time go by. Here's what happened. In February, new management came into Amazon. So all the people, just like before with MGM, the Sci-Fi Channel, new people came in and said, you know what? No, I'm not passionate about this. And from what I read, and I love this, Martin. Exactly. Stick to your guns. He would not ignore the previous shows. He would not change things that were established as the Stargate franchise, because you and I would catch it and we'd be ticked. I'm telling you, as a writer, as a sci-fi fan, as a human being who knows what he loves, it's pretty simple to pick up on a Stargate show and continue that journey. Multiple avenues that you can go down it. And we had that. But then the new guys come along and start bickering with him. And he says, I can't change these things. These are part of the established lore. They said, we are canceling it. And by the way, it hasn't been officially announced by Amazon yet. Variety announced it a couple days ago. And then other people are now pouncing on this. They said that it was too Stargatey. It made the fan base happy, but it wasn't for everyone. I've watched a lot of videos in the last 2 days, so I know I'm probably repeating a lot of what they said, but we're all on the same page. You can't make something for everyone. I don't like fantasy, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones. Not my thing, but you know what? I don't begrudge that it's there. You had Amazon. You had a guaranteed hit. They would have had to intentionally write this badly and gave the middle finger to the audience to make us go, no, and then not follow it. You had millions of people who've been waiting 20 years for new Stargate, 15 to 20 years for new Stargate. You were this close, but because you couldn't talk and understand and give and take, you decided to end it. I'm going to say a name that Michael Shanks, God bless him, if you're listening, thank you. You're doing the Lord's work here. Using his power to bring the right people into light. Blair Fetter, apparently, is the one who, when you call or write to Amazon, and there are multiple, what they call them, slush emails for people to write in. If I could find it, I'll just throw some below in the notes of this episode. You can write to them. But he suggested calling Amazon and asking for him. Blair Fetter is the shrub who made this decision. Blair, you have no idea the damage if you let this show go. You have no idea how much it's going to hurt you. It's not a threat. It is what's going to happen. It's hurting Amazon already. I know people have been dropping their subscriptions. And if you let this happen, there's going to be a whole lot more. This is not something that in a couple months, oh, we're going to calm down. You know, we're all going to, oh, kumbaya. Oh, I understand. Well, I guess that's just what happens. You were this close to making millions of people happy besides your dollar amounts that you would make. And you gave the audience the middle finger. It's too much like Stargate. We don't care about the fan base. We want new people. Well, guess what? If you start with a giant group of people that will be dedicated, it'll expand. You could always get new people. There's new people enjoying Stargate fresh today. Anybody I talk to, as you do when you meet people, hey, what's your favorite show? Or what do you recommend? Or, conversation. You're dying to share anything that makes you happy, whether it be music, movies, TV, hobbies. There are so many people that brag about Stargate that people are picking up on this every day from all around the world. But you said, ping, ping, we don't care about the audience that's already there. We want the people who don't care to care. They're not going to care. Because if you do this, we're done. I mean, I know I'm done. I'll give up all hope. If you're not going to continue this in universe, continue this franchise after all the years that it's built, I don't care what you do next. Understand that, Blair. I don't care about a reboot. I'm never going to watch it. I had to watch all of the Not MacGyver because I do the MacGyver podcast. You think that was fun for 5 years? I had to be able to report on what was happening because I can't criticize without some sort of knowledge. But I'm telling you now, you do a reboot of Stargate, I think I speak for everyone. Leave your thoughts in the comments, please. We're not watching it. We're not going to support it. I don't care what you call it. I don't care if you call it the Jack O'Neill show. If it's not Richard Dean Anderson, we're done. We're not watching it. Michael Shanks, again, God bless him, is giving us the information to make a difference. At first, when this happened, I thought, that feeling of dread, like, wait a minute, so this is never going to happen. It's over. Then yesterday, people started saying at the end of the day, like 24 hours after the announcement, wait, you can make a difference. There's a very small window for us to fight. There's already 42,000 signatures to let Amazon know how much we need this. We're trying to help you guys. We're trying to avoid a catastrophe, because I'll tell you something. You're not only going to lose Stargate people, you're going to lose any other show that you've come along or that you bring up in the future. We're done. I mean, Marvel has a thing where I collect comics. I get my new comics every week. And so being part of that, you realize, oh, there's certain shifts that happen in marketing strategy. Marvel made a mistake a few years ago and seems to be still doing it, where they're doing the same thing that Amazon is trying to do. They assume the people who have read comics will continue to read no matter what you pump out. So they do a thing where your continuity that you were reading every year, they started a new #1, whatever, Spider-Man or whatever. New #1, because that'll trick new readers into jumping on board, because that's what they're caring about. They don't necessarily care so much. They're thankful for the continued readers, but they are thinking about the people out there who don't care. If you put out quality and you have people that will do the marketing for you by word of mouth, it'll take care of itself. You'll bring in new people. What's the saying, nose to spite your face? You're not thinking about what you already have. The grass is not greener. The people who aren't watching Stargate may never, they may. But I'm telling you, you do this, you're losing not only the potential for new people, you're losing us. And you can see Stargate, part of my DNA. I spread it like gospel. Thus, part of the reason for this podcast is to do that. And it's funny, I was planning on doing an episode. The next episode was going to be, let's do an episode, talk about an episode of MacGyver, or maybe an episode about Stargate, and get some of the people on, producers and stars and everything. Then this happened. I had to say something. So, besides the insanity of how stupid and suicidal this is, let's also focus on what we can do, because that feeling of hopelessness, that's horrible. To know that some suit who doesn't care about the show, doesn't know the show, doesn't watch the show clearly, because how do you not love it? Is making these decisions that are affecting all of us and doesn't care about you, doesn't care about me, only wants the people who don't care. We can make a difference. Get mouthy. All the social media, start spreading the word. Tag Amazon MGM in all of your social media things. Write to Amazon. Sign that petition. In a day, it's 42,000 people so far. That's not even a full day. And I pray to God, like the Expanse. The Expanse was one of those that got canceled prematurely, and they brought it back because people were outraged. no offense to the people of the Expanse, but now think about Stargate, the history, how much we love it. We can make a difference. We can turn this around. It's a very brief window, and if this doesn't happen, they're stubborn and just go, no, I'm making a change because I can make a change. Mr. Fetter and all you folks at Amazon, you will be dead to me and dead to all of us who are loyal to Stargate. We would rather have the excellence of the shows that we've had. What, 17 seasons altogether? We would rather have that fondly in our minds and hearts and souls than to try and stomach some god-awful reboot that nobody asked for to begin with. We're trying to help you. Please, please, please listen to us. Sign the petition. Repost other people's posts that have Amazon tagged in it. We need to flood them. Call them. If there's a number to call Amazon, Blair Fetter. Thank you, Michael Shanks, by the way, again. And anybody else who's out there fighting the good fight. Oh, little side note. David from Dial the Gate, I watched his video a couple of weeks ago, maybe a couple months. He had stopped by while they were in pre-production for this show to see Martin, just to stop in and say hi. These wonderful people sat him down and asked what he wanted. You could not ask for a better group of people to make something that they're passionate about. You can't hire that, by the way. You can't push these people aside and think you're going to get Joe Schmo in off the street and he's going to give it the same love or effort. They sat him down. That is a dream come true for me. When the Not MacGyver show was on, I had said, I think on the show, I would love to be invited either in the beginning, clearly, or even at any point during the god-awful 5 seasons to say, okay, look, here's what makes MacGyver a household name. It's not the name. It's not the MacGyverisms. Boom, 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 boom. Here's how you can salvage this, even if they had started with what they had. I always, in my head, was constantly thinking of, okay, if you really wanted to fix this and tie it to the original, here's how you can do it. Tying things to the original source when at all possible is the way to go. You want to revive. You do not want to reboot. Revive, not reboot. Because it ties, you automatically accept it. The audience goes, all right, okay, this is tied to the original. I don't care if it's the son of whoever, what. If it's tied in, there's also the possibility of bringing in these stars and the characters from before. Granted, you can't do that with everything. You can't necessarily do that with Battlestar Galactica. And also that felt dated. Obviously, it was the 70s, not the best, whatever. Some things you can't reboot, like MacGyver. You can revive it if you got Rick to be part of it. Happy Days. You think you're going to get another Fonz? Not a chance in God's green earth. Stargate is one of those. Because there's so many pieces that just gel. Not just the actors, the writers, the producers, the crafts table people. Everybody was on board to make this perfection, and they did. You cannot slap together that with a reboot. It's just not going to happen. I'm ranting, and I don't care. I needed to say these things. One, to rant, but two, to plead to the people involved. We don't want to hate Amazon. We want to root for you. You haven't done anything for us before 6 months ago. You ignored us completely. Even though we tried to get your attention, you didn't care. Then you gave us hope and we're doing everything perfect, only to take it away from us. That is the cruelest thing. We didn't even hit the airwaves yet, and you took it away from us. You still have an opportunity to fix this. So everybody, please, in this very brief window, if you go back and watch this a year from now and we haven't gotten the green light that it's back on, that's the other side of it. Remember, it was because of Blair Fetter's stubbornness and ego if it doesn't happen. If we don't hear anything in a year and you're watching this, our anger is still there and will probably stay with us forever. There's certain shows that they're part of our DNA, and when they're not treated well, it stays. Fox. Remember a show called Firefly? And then Sleepy Hollow and Prodigal Son. Those at least hit the airwaves. Those were actually on. This was finally a chance for them to make Stargate right. You have the power to do something good. You had it set up. Let's do it. Write to Amazon, tag them in all your posts, call Blair Fetter constantly. And if they do wise up and give us what we want, then say thank you. And let's be as supportive as we can. This is right. It can go either way, guys. We can root for you and help, or we could turn against you, and not only Stargate, but every other thing you make will be tarnished by this stupid, greedy choice to put people who don't care over the loyal fan base that have been fighting for this forever. Okay? Okay. In the meantime, little self-plug, a new episode of the MacGyver SG-1 audio series was released. Episode 23, I believe. Just have a listen. It's a new 3-part story arc, but it's leading to something big. I've been blessed to have stars from both MacGyver and Stargate on as their characters and plan to do more. Anybody from either franchise wants to hop on, I'll gladly write a part for you. I don't care how small you were. Any voice actors want to give it a shout, you're welcome. So in the meantime, there's those adventures to enjoy. And please support us on YouTube and anywhere podcasts are listened or watched. Please, there's a Patreon for us, the Forever Adventure Network. If you look that up, that's our main hub. Feel free to donate, drop $1 in there. It helps keep the lights on, as they say. But subscribe, share. You're part of this. We're all part of this big Stargate family. Let's talk. Let's support each other. Okay? All right, everybody. Thanks for watching, and remember, stay creative.
The MacGyver podcast is part of the Forever Adventure Network and made possible by donations to the Forever Adventure Network by Mac Jackson on Patreon. Please subscribe, rate, and review wherever podcasts are heard. And follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And remember, stay creative, everyone. The Forever Adventure Network. Welcome to the adventure.
Get ready for the ultimate crossover. MacGyver meets SG-1 in a thrilling new audio series. Follow Jack O'Neill and his twin brother MacGyver as they take on enemies, explore distant worlds, and uncover new mysteries. Created and performed by Mac Jackson, this series is packed with adventure, surprises, and even returning actors from both franchises reprising their iconic roles. Stream it now on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, and more. Don't miss this one-of-a-kind adventure.